What's up, guys? Chris Marbuffner here, and we have the Black Widow movie review. I've got it a little bit early. I'm really excited to bring it to you. Just a little bit of non-spoilery thoughts. But yeah, overall, I love this movie. It's the newest Marvel movie. We haven't had one in theaters in 2 years, which it's hard to believe. But hey, I'm glad that we've got Marvel back on the slate. We're back on track. And yeah, this movie, we've got Scarlett Johansson, David Harbour, Florence Pugh, and Rachel Weisz in the leading roles, the starring roles, and this they make up the family aspect. And my goodness, this cast couldn't be any better together. These people, they just bounce off of each other. They had instant chemistry. The rapport on the screen is instantly believable. All the humor really hits. It has, it's a Marvel movie, so it has humor and all the right spots, and of course some spots that it undercuts things, but that's part of the Marvel gig. But yeah, overall, really strong cast. Story takes place right after Civil War, in between Civil War and Infinity War. So it's an in between cool kinda. It's not really a prequel because we've met Natasha already, even in the story where it takes place pretty much. But we do get her, as a child, where that opening scene, especially in 1995, I really enjoyed that, where we had everybody in their younger forms. We had David Harbour on the wing of a plane shooting a rifle and taking cars out left and right. It was really intense, really high paced, and it started off really strong and also really kind of dark, especially for a Marvel movie. This movie goes to a couple places where you just wouldn't expect it to go, especially with just the material and the kills on screen. It's just kind of surprising, and I like that in a Marvel movie. I like to see them kind of skirting the lines a little bit harder as we get further and further into the universe. But at the same time, it may not be a movie that you want to take your super young kids to, or else there's going to be maybe a lot of questions afterwards or during that you're not going to want to answer, just because the source material can get a little dark with what it delves into with, Russian spies and sleeper agents and sleeper cells and families being torn apart. That gets really heavy a couple times. And with the training in the Red Room, with what they do to the girls when they take them in unwillingly and turn them into these killing machines, that can get a little dark. So yeah, dark source material, and Marvel really doesn't skirt around it. They kind of, they hand it to you right then and there. So that was really surprising, but they got the point across. David Harbour, in my opinion, was the absolute just star of the film, the standout. But I love David Harbour. I really enjoy him in anything he's in. So I knew going into this he was going to be a big part of what I enjoyed in it. And yeah, him as the Red Guardian, he's constantly retelling his war stories and reliving his glory days. And we pick up with him where he's arm wrestling in this prison, and that's a really, really fun scene. And the prison break scene's really fun. And he embodies what would happen to Captain America. He embodies this really well, like what would happen to Captain America if he was Russian and he just turned into somebody that just didn't give a shit anymore. Like, his government forgot about him, locked him up, so he just started drinking, started eating, and started getting tattoos everywhere and not caring. But then when he needs to kick some ass and jump back into action, he does it, but you can tell he's not at the top of his game anymore. But you can still see he can still whoop some ass when he needs to. And him in the suit actually was really fun. That was a really funny scene. And I really enjoyed just everything with him. And yeah, the fight between him and Taskmaster, I'd have to say it was fun. I just wanted more. Like, I wanted one more scene, whether it be just a short stint or like a good minute or so. Like, I wanted just a little bit more of Red Guardian really kicking some ass. Like, there's a spot in the movie where they are getting surrounded and they have an opportunity where he throws his helmet on, and I was like really excited because I'm like, oh hell yeah, finally we're gonna get to see Red Guardian. David Harbour is gonna take out a bunch of these guys as they converge on the house. This is gonna be awesome. And then they undercut it with a joke. That's about the only time in the movie really that it bothers me. It's like, damn it, now, because watching the movie twice at this point already, it's like every time now I see that scene, I'm like, it's funny what you did, but I really would have rather you went this way with a little bit more violence, where we could have seen David Harbour as, a super strength anti-hero really whoop some ass and have some fun in this environment. But The joke was good too. That's one of those things where Marvel will, it's like they have just they'll go one way when you think it's like, oh, all right, this is gonna, get some action here, and then it's like, oh, hey, can we throw a joke in there? Boom, all right, cool, got it. I'd rather go that way. It's okay, and it's like, all right, hey, it's Marvel, we get it. But yeah, the movie ramps up into a third act where it's basically a revenge story for Natasha Romanoff, um, where she thinks that the guy Dracoff that raised her from the Red Room, she thinks she killed him all these years ago. Surprise, surprise, he's still alive. So now she wants to go kill him, and that's basically where we end up. The third act, we end up in a big standoff between him and her, and the whole team is there, the whole family's there. They're all bouncing off each other, having a really good time. There's a lot of really good action in this. It reminds me a lot of like Mission Impossible and the Bourne series. It's just a lot of, and James Bond. It's just a lot of spy espionage action like that. And there's some really hard hits that you're gonna go, oh damn, okay. There's some really good surprises here and there. Taskmaster was really fun. They had some fun with Taskmaster. They could have had more fun. I was hoping it would be a villain that we would get more of going forward, and the way that they use them in this story, kind of, I'm not sure if we will, or maybe we'll just get a different iteration down the road that's a little bit more humane, please. So yeah, but yeah, overall, this is it feels like a movie that I really wish it would have happened 5 years ago after Civil War, or in 2017, or just I wish it would have happened closer to where it takes place chronologically, honestly, because bar the post-credit scene, it doesn't ever really recognize the current spot of where we're at in the timeline. So it feels like a time capsule film that they had ready to go after Civil War aired, and they just left it somewhere and forgot about it. And I love the movie overall. I'm gonna watch it again, and I can't wait till it comes out for home release because I want to buy it on physical media and add it to my Marvel collection. And I also just want to be able to throw it on in the background when I'm working on Disney Plus or something. So I can't wait till it comes out for home release. But I feel like going forward, when I do Marvel MCU rewatches, it's going to be one that I rewatch right after Civil War, because that's where it naturally feels. Like as soon as I started watching it, I was like, okay, cool. I know exactly where we're at in the story because my name's not Marvel Buff Nerd for no reason here. I'm a huge geek on this stuff. So I was just the whole time during the movie and now post watch, I still can't help shake the feeling that a I wish it would have came out a few years ago, closer to where it takes place in the timeline. So it would have just felt like it made a little bit more sense, and it would have I feel like it just would have paid a little bit more respect to the character to have it take place before she was killed off in the universe. And B, it left me wanting more out of this family and out of these characters. Like if this is the last time we get to see David Harbour as Red Guardian and Rachel Weisz in this universe, that's really going to stink. So I hope that for some reason we do get to pick up with them in the future. It'd be awesome. And it looks like Florence Pugh is going to be our new. Oop, just hit my desk there. Sorry. Looks like Florence Pugh is going to be our new Black Widow iteration going forward in the universe, which is cool. She's super strong in this movie. She has a lot of charisma. She kicks a lot of ass, arguably more ass than Natasha, or at least has slightly better action scenes. And she has good jokes, good comedic timing with her humor. And overall, I'm okay with her moving into the Black Widow role going forward, because it's a role that I still want to see, because I think that there's still plenty of stories to tell with that genre. I love the spy thriller action genre. So yeah, overall guys, I like Black Widow. I'm gonna place it, right after, in now going forward, I'm always gonna watch it after Civil War, or just make sure I watch Civil War first, just to have kind of like a little double feature, maybe almost. Maybe it'll feel a little bit more natural, a little bit more fun there. And yeah, I can't get enough of David Harbour in this film. I really want more of David Harbour. I want like a short or a what if of him, even if it's just 10, 15 minutes of him a little bit juicier and buff with a little bit less beer gut back in his glory days, kicking a lot of ass as Red Guardian, or just spin off now with him kicking ass as Red Guardian. Like, he was a super fun character. He was the most fun in this whole movie, so I really want more of him. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of Black Widow? Do you agree with me on feeling like it feels like a time capsule film where it should have came out a few years ago, or are you just super okay with it right now and you're just over the moon to be back in the theater watching a Marvel movie? Let me know, guys. Like the video, really appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.